Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the NACTA webinar series. Today, we are featuring our special guest, Julie Y., who is the Director of Leisure Sales for Maui Visitors Bureau. My name is Lorene Romero, and I am going to be your moderator for today's webinar. Before we start, I want to just take a quick moment to be able to point out some important features on your screen that will allow you to communicate with me through the web. On the right-hand side of your screen is a webinar pane, and on that pane has buttons that say questions. At the very end, we will have a Q&A session for Julie. You will still be on mute, so if you do have questions for her, please put the questions in the question box, and I will be reading them to her at the end. If you have questions for me, put them in the chat box so that way I can see. Sometimes people say, hey, I can't hear the sound, and I just say, check your speaker volume because I'm listening to it on my end so I know it's working. Just want to remind everybody that 1, you are all on mute. That way we are not interrupting Julie and her focus of this presentation. 2, this is being recorded. I will be posting it to the NACTA YouTube website in the next day or 2. If you have not already signed up to be part of the NACTA YouTube channel, I will make sure to include a link on there, and I encourage everybody to do so. It will have this webinar, it will have some tips and tricks from Lisa Watson that will help you. I don't know, sometimes people go, how do I change the password on my NACTA profile? How do I update my one sheet? So it's got short little tutorial and tips and trick webinars on there. I will be putting myself on mute because I am about to turn the reins over to Julie Y. because she is going to be our presenter for the day. When this is done, again, we will have a Q&A session, so make sure to get your questions in the queue for her so that we have a chance to be able to answer them. Okay, it's my pleasure to introduce Julie Y., the marketing manager for the leisure department. Gee, Julie, you know, you'd think I could say to talk today for Maui Visitors Bureau. Julie, take it away. I'm going to be here for you all the way up to the very end. So if you need me, just go, hey, Lorene, and I'll take myself off mute. Here you go.
Okay. Belina Mai, everybody. My name is Julie Y., and as Lorene said, I'm the Director of Leisure Sales for Maui Visitors Bureau. Today I'm going to be just giving you an overview about Maui, Molokai, and Lanai, because Maui Nui includes all 3 islands. I'm going to give you an overview, but I'm also going to highlight some of the things that we're going to do. I'm going to do a Master Specialist program October 3rd through the 10th. And what that is when you get a trip to Maui, we don't pay for airfare though, but everything else is pretty much all included. Activities, accommodations, attractions, and we teach you how to sell Maui. And I revamped the program so it has a lot of Hawaiian culture, because, you know, anybody can look up anything on the internet nowadays. But if you have a passion for Hawaiian culture, it really shows in what you do, and your clients will be more, you know, prone to listen to all your suggestions and everything because you're so passionate about Hawaii. Okay, so as I said, I'm going to talk about Maui Nui, Maui, Molokai, and Lanai. You can see by the map over there. I'm going to start with Maui. And you know, each island has its own personality. So Maui, one of the catchwords is captivating. I guess some of you recognize that picture over there. That is Haleakala, which is our most beloved attraction. But I'm going to start with Central Maui. Central Maui is where the airport is. And of course, there's Costco, we have Target, we have Walmart. So, you know, if clients want to come to Maui and they stay in a condo, they can stock up on supplies first. As you know, may have known, Yaonito is still closed. We had a huge flood last year in September. so El Nido is closed. However, Kipaniwai Park is open, and it is a beautiful park that has shows different ethnicities in the park. And one great thing about Central Maui is it's the home for local mom and pop eateries, and these are the iconic eateries that have been around forever. If you look in the left-hand corner, there's something that looks like ice cream. It's actually goody goody, and it's like a sherbet. And this family has been making this for over 100 years. So I try and focus, or I try and promote these mom and pop eateries because, you know, it evokes so much memories for a lot of people, and we want them to stay open. A lot of times the kids don't want to take over their family's restaurant, and so we're trying to make it popular. You know, I'm sure all of you, if you can think of an iconic restaurant in your city that evokes these kind of memories for you, you know, it would be very sad if they closed. So these are the mom and pop eateries: Miyako Sushi, Sam Sato's, and Simply Sweets. So these are some of the mom and pop eateries that you might experience when you come to the Master Specialist Program. Okay, so as I said, Haleakala is our most popular attraction on Maui. It is a dormant volcano, and people go up for the sunrise. Earlier this year in February, what happened is the state park said that you need to get a permit to see the sunrise, and that's from 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. So clients have to go online and register themselves, and it's $1.50, and they only take 150 individual cars daily. So if your clients even think that they want to go on their own to Haleakala, they have to get this permit. They will be turned away at the guard gate if they do not have the permit. And as you know, when you have 200, couple hundred of thousands of guests on our island, 150 permits are like a drop in the bucket. The reason they're doing this is because during this time when to see the sunrise, it's so popular that the traffic, the parking, it's just it takes away from the experience that you get to see the sunrise. So that's why they're limiting it. Now, if you go on any tours or the bike down Haleakala or a van tour, the tour operators take care of this so you don't have to worry. So yes, please suggest to your client that they need to get the permit if they want to go to sunrise. If they don't care about the sunrise and they just want to go, during midday or morning or even afternoon, then they can just go. All the park fees still apply though. Okay, that's Haleakala. Other great things to do up country is the Maui Winery. This is a fabulous tour. They have estate wines that they only offer online or at the winery that they do not sell commercially. The tour is really great. They have different venues for weddings and events that clients can, if they have something special, they can do it at Maui Winery. Alikula Lavender Farm is a fun and very peaceful activity to do. There you can do a guided tour or you can just tour on your own. They even have a treasure hunt that is complimentary and also a labyrinth to go through. Surfing Goat Dairy, goats on Maui. We have locally made goat cheese. They have a restaurant there too. It is a gourmet delicacy on Maui. So Surfing Goat Dairy, and right across the street they have Ocean Vodka that you can also tour as well. Next, we're going to move on to the east side, and of course, the road to Hana. Hana is a quaint town, but you got to remember, it is the journey that is the thrill of going to Hana. It is the bamboo forest you're going to see, the different color sand beaches. But once you are in Hana, you can explore Kaeleku Caves, and they also have a labyrinth there. and also Kahanu Gardens, which is a huge garden dedicated to indigenous and canoe crop plants. Canoe crops were plants that the Polynesians brought with them to populate Hawaii. And as you can see, there's a huge heiau, which is a religious burial ground. This is the largest heiau in Polynesia, not only in Hawaii, but also the whole Polynesia. It is huge. Now, one of the best ways to see all of that is sunshine helicopters. And if you are lucky enough to come on my Master Specialist program, you will do a helicopter tour that will give you an overview of Hana and Haleakala. And the reason I included the helicopter is in 45 minutes, you can see 2 attractions that would take you 2 separate days. And because you're going to experience Maui, Molokai, and Lanai in 8 days, it's time constraint, and there's so much to pack in. So I felt that seeing a helicopter and, you know, the area view is fabulous, would be the best way to you know, see 2 major attractions in the shortest amount of time. All right. So the next area is Kihei Wailea, and one of the big attractions in Kihei Wailea is the Ko'i'e fish pond. A fish pond is called a loko'ia, and if you come on the Master Specialist program, we're actually going to tour this fish pond, and you tour it by canoe. So you actually get in a canoe, and they teach you how to paddle, and you explore the fish pond. We're also going to do for half an hour restoration. So you're going to get to be a part of restoring this fish pond. And it is amazing to see and be a part of it. And then we have all the Wailea resorts. We are going to stay in Kihei Wailea. We're actually going to stay at the Manakai for 2 days, which is on the edge of Wailea. And we're going to get to go to the famous McKenna Beach. They call it Big Beach, but it is McKenna Beach, and there's Little Beach as well. We're going to go and explore over there. And if you see this area on the map where I put the whales between Kihei and Lahaina, that is a prime area where whales frolic. Whale season is December to May. So during that time, small craft are not allowed in the ocean. So you won't have the parasailing or you won't have the jet ski activities during that time. And I really want to point that out because some people like to do the parasailing. So during December to May, whales come as early as October sometimes. But the best time to guarantee that you see whales is usually January, February. Okay. And now we go to the west side of Maui, which is where I reside. One of the things that you're going to do if you come on the Master Specialist program is the first day it's all about Hawaiian culture. Like I said earlier, if you embrace the Hawaiian culture and you're passionate about it, I mean, it'll really come through when you talk about Hawaii. And one of the things I say too is that, why do you go abroad? Is to see a different culture. And you know what? Hawaii has it. However, you don't have to change money. You don't need a passport, and we try to speak English. So yeah, we have pidgin language here. Sometimes it's going to come out when I'm talking, but yeah. So when you come to the first day that you are on the Master Specialist program, we're going to dedicate it to Hawaiian culture. We start off with the sunrise, and we're going to do a ceremony called Eala'e in the ocean, and we all jump in the ocean to start our day to accept wisdom. And then we're going to go to the old Lahaina Luau to do Hawaiian cultural training. Now, this is not offered anywhere. However, I really feel that if you embrace the Hawaiian culture and you understand Hawaiian values, you're really going to get Hawaii. So we're going to teach you about the Kumulipo, the Hawaiian creation chant. We're going to teach you about the Kalo, which is actually how the creation of man, or Kanaka Maoli, came about. The Ahupua'a, which is Hawaiian community or lifestyle. And we'll do that at the Old Lahaina Luau. Okay, there's also historical Front Street. You will get to explore Front Street. We're going to do a walking tour, actually, in Lahaina town. Lahaina, actually, if you've been to Lahaina, there's a place called 505 Front Street. There's little shops and restaurants there. Right across the street, that was the original capital of Hawaii. It was called Lele. The Friends of Moku'ula is a nonprofit organization to restore that area. If you look at that, yes, the blue is water. Right now, it's all landfill. And this organization is dedicated to restore that area, which once was the capital and the summer home of the ali'i, or the kings and queens of Hawaii. They also do walking tours through Lahaina, and we will do that on the Master Specialist Program. And you also will do a Native Hawaiian craft. We're going to make lauhala bracelets or ornaments. And this is one thing that you can book for clients. I really recommend that if your clients are rich into history and learning about the Hawaiian culture, this is an excellent, excellent activity. Of course, Ka'anapali is where you have your major resort. And one resort that you will visit, we won't stay there in the Master Specialist Program, you will stay at Ka'anapali Beach Hotel and the Napili Kai Resort on the west side, plus the Manakai on the south side in Kihei, Wailea area. You will get to do a site inspection at the Western Nanea Ocean Villas. It is a beautiful property, and it just opened in April, so I really wanted to showcase that on the trip too as well. Napili Bay is one of the best beaches for snorkeling and just lying on the beach. This is home to the Napili Kai Resort, which you will stay at. Now, one of the major things that I want to point out is ocean safety. It is really, really important, especially if clients have never been on the ocean. You think, well, I mean, how hard could it be? Well, the ocean is very volatile sometimes, and you always need to watch yourself. I have my email. If you have clients that are coming to Maui, I can email you this brochure with tips about the ocean and currents and where the beaches are that have lifeguards. It is really important. If you don't email me and you don't have time to do that, or you forget, you can always go to this website and have your clients read up on ocean safety. It is really, really important. Okay. Maui's signature events: Tournament of Champions, big golf tournament in January, Kapalua Wine and Food Festival in June, Hawaii Wine and Food Festival in October, and they have it on Oahu as well. It's a continuation. American Windsurfing Tour, and the Maui Invitational in November, where a lot of colleges, selected colleges, come down and they have a big, huge tournament. This is really, really popular. It means some years, even as a local person, you can't even get tickets because everyone comes for it. Of course, the Xterra. Now I'm going to move on to Lanai. Lanai is embracing. And there's two ways you can get to Lanai. You can fly, or you can take a ferry. So what I love about Maui is if your clients stay on Maui, you can actually see, a couple different islands, Lanai and Molokai, without flinching. Lanai, recently, well, when you get to Lanai, you can see Lanai on your own. You can rent a Jeep, or you can do a day tour with Rabaka Tours. You can stay at Hotel Lanai, which is a little more affordable, and see the Lanai Cultural and Heritage Center. Why I point out this Lanai Cultural and Heritage Center is that all of the artifacts in this center are from Lanai. You know, a lot of times you go to museums and they have artifacts there. It's not from the place that you're at, but all the artifacts in this museum are from Lanai. Now, believe it or not, the biggest attraction on Lanai is the cat sanctuary. There's a couple hundred cats there. I'm just gonna leave it at that, say no more, because most of the time, you either love cats or you don't. So if you love cats, this is a huge attraction. Okay. Now, the fifth richest man in the whole world bought Lanai, a man named Larry Ellison. He bought 99% of the island several years ago. And he's put $450 million plus into refurbishing the Four Seasons Lanai, which used to be called the Manila Bay Hotel. And it is rather exclusive, and it is very luxury. So if you want, people want to bask in luxury, Four Seasons Lanai is the hotel for you. Now, there used to be 2 golf courses on Lanai. Only Manele Golf Course is open. That's the one designed by Jack Nicholson. The other golf course is going to be turned into an activity area. Now, the reason why, too, I'm pointing this out is prior, you could not go to the golf course, go eat at the restaurant in Four Seasons, or do any of the activities like the horseback riding if you were not a guest. They have since changed that, and you can do a day tour and go for golf. It was really, really exclusive, but now they're figuring, they want to offer all these activities to anyone, because, sometimes you can't afford the studio that's $1,200. Yeah. Of course, there's Hulapoe Bay, where you can see spinner dolphins a lot of times. One of the major attractions is Keahiakavelo. It is coined as Garden of the Gods, but as I speak to my Colorado friends, Garden of the Gods is in Colorado. So I need your help to promote this attraction on Lanai as Keahiakavelo. Okay, they have rock formations, different color sand, dirt. Another attraction is Kai'olohia, and it is known as shipwrecks, as you can see. Why? Because there's a shipwreck. Was made famous in 2007. The show Amazing Race actually came down to Lanai and did filming over there. This is a swimming beach. People go there to collect makamai, which is treasures, shells, corals, the beach glass. And down the road from the shipwreck, further down is an area that you can do a short little hike and you can see petroglyphs. Okay, it is Kai'olohia. Now, if your clients want to do a one catch, stop, drop, catch all activity, it would be the Discover Lanai Day Trip by Trilogy. So it leaves twice. It's Monday through Friday, twice a day. You can either do the early morning 6:30 or the 10 a.m. So they feed you twice on the boat. You dock and you walk to Hulapoe Bay, and they have a designated area that is actually like a marine sanctuary that you snorkel. You can also, they offer a van tour that you can tour Lanai City, and the van drivers are all born and raised in Lanai, and so they are very, very knowledgeable. So, for value-wise, you figure you get 2 meals, the van tour of Lanai, and snorkeling and sailing. It is a very value-driven activity. The customer service is excellent. The crew does everything for you. Yeah, they're really great. And we're going to do this on the Master Specialist program to discover Lanai. And last but certainly not least is Molokai. And you know, Molokai is not for everyone. Molokai is enlightening. It is the most Hawaiian island that you're going to get that you are able to visit. These people the locals that live there have homesteads that, you know, their families have lived there for generations. They do have a lot of ag land that people still farm and keep pigs and cows and livestock. Yeah, Molokai is enlightening. Unfortunately now, the only way you can get to Molokai is private boat or flying. The Molokai ferry is non-existent anymore. Now, one area that is very, very popular now is Kalaupapa. Kalaupapa was a colony for people that had Hansen's disease, or what we call leprosy. There's a couple ways to get down there. You can do the famous mule tour. You start up on top of the Kalaupapa lookout, and then you actually take mules down to the colony. As you can see, there's railings, but for many, many years they didn't have them. So this is kind of some people's bucket list that they do. It's a very interesting way to get to Kalaupapa. My favorite way is to fly, or you can hike. Now, going back to why Kalaupapa is very much in the news or whatever is because Father Damien and Mother Marian, who took over, Father Damien came to this peninsula to help the colony. So he made it more civilized. He brought order and kindness and compassion to the colony, and which was originating in Kalavao on the left. When Father Damien passed away, Mother Marian took over and brought it to Kalaupapa for climate reasons. And the reason why it's gotten so famous is because these two are saints. They got canonized, and it has brought a lot of popularity, and people want to know why and what did they do to make them saints. So Molokai has a resurgence because of it. And so it's a day trip. So you either fly in, hike, or do the mule, and then you get on a big yellow bus, kind of like a school bus, and they tour this whole peninsula. On the Master Specialist program, we actually aren't going to do this, but we will go to the lookout, and we will have a knowledgeable guide to tell you all about Kalaupapa, and you can see it from the lookout. There it is again. Okay. Now, one of the things we will do is we will go to Hālava Valley on the east end. And why this is so special is because there is a family, the Solitario family, that actually lives in this valley. Of course, they have electricity, but they do live and practice the Hawaiian traditional way of living in their home. So it's not like they're tour guides. They're actually inviting you into their home to show you where they live. So on any given day, besides the historical talk, you might walk to the Mo'ula Falls, as you can see on the right-hand corner, or you might clean the lo'i, which is the taro patch, or you just might do a nature walk. It just depends on what the day is and how the day goes and what they need in there. And this is probably the most authentic culture experience that you will experience. And they do offer this for anyone, and you can book it online, but we're actually going to do this on the Master Specialist program. So you'll actually learn about the Ahupua at the Old Lahaina Luau. We're going to talk about it, but then you're going to actually see it in motion, see it for yourself in Hālava Valley. There's Uncle Anakala talking. Molokai also, you will pass a lot of fish ponds. I mean, they have the most that you can see up close. So you will see that as well if you go to Molokai. And then, of course, you'll experience their lovely, charming one town that they have of Kaunakakai. And that concludes my presentation. As I said, the NACTA Master Specialist Program is from October 3rd through the 10th. There's still time to apply. You're going to have to apply by the 18th or at the latest, Monday, August 21st. We're only selecting 11 agents, and it's going to be fabulous. One of the requirements, the basic requirement, though, is for you to have your online certifications from Hawaii Visitors and Conventions Bureau, the overview of Hawaii, and then the Maui, Molokai, and Lanai certificates. I believe it's not, you can do it within a couple of days if you're very diligent, but that is the minimum requirement. If you don't finish those things, you are not able to come on the Master Specialist Program. We have a lot of stuff in store. I've lined up several restaurants that you'll meet our local celebrity chefs, and it's going to be pretty fantastic. Lorene, are you there?
I am here, just like the bunny jumping out of the hat, getting run over. I forgot to take myself off mute. Sorry about that. Yes, and we do want to clarify that this FAM, this master's program, which can be considered a FAM, but it is a master's program. It is not your standard FAM. There is a very lengthy, and I really appreciate the fact that they are doing due diligence for people to be able to apply for this. It's not your first come, first serve sort of master's program. It is in detail what you sell, who you sell, what your specialty is, and I think that the questions can be overwhelming for some people. However, Julie, from what little you have said, you know, because I know you're only kind of giving us a teaser, but enough of a teaser that we're excited about this, that you really need to earn your place on the master's program. So it's just not a matter of applying for it. You did say, do you have to complete all of the islands certifications online, or just yours?
Maui, Molokai, and Lanai. Maui, okay. Molokai, and Lanai, plus the certification 1, the overview of Hawaii.
Perfect. So there's a little bit of homework for you to do before you even apply. Exactly. So if you haven't, you have until Friday. She gave a little wiggle room and said till Monday.
Yeah. Well, and another thing I want to point out is that it's a destination. So it's not only going to be about seeing hotel after hotel after hotel. And I want to clarify that it is a destination oriented. And you know, and I have to say too, it's like, we're going to stay overnight in Molokai. Obviously, Molokai is not going to have 5-star hotels. So it's deluxe camping, so to speak. But, you know, we're going to stay at the Hotel Molokai. And one of the things is, it is what it is, you know. It's not a 5-star hotel. But what Molokai has to offer is the cultural and the local experience for the Master Specialist Program. And you'll really figure that out once you experience Molokai the way we're going to show you. Yeah.
Excellent. So it's going to be very special, and I appreciate all the work that you have put into this to make it way a step above, and that's why people are being qualified. One of the questions somebody had, I'll start going, and I'll just do my due diligence here. I apologize for the sound in the background. We're having carpets replaced downstairs. The mute button really helped. Now that I'm not on mute, it doesn't help with the banging sound in the background, so I apologize. One of the questions was this person had been certified in the past, and we know that the certification program has been revamped. About how long in the past would you accept someone being a specialist? Should they just go ahead and redo the program within, let's say, within the last year?
What do you mean, the one online?
Yes. The program got revamped about a year and a half ago, and I thought they said,
I mean, you know, and it's up to you what you want to do. I mean, for me, it's knowledge is power. Knowledge is, you know, you never stop learning. So I mean, that's up to the person, you know.
Okay.
To me, once you're certified, though, you're qualified. You're at least qualified. You have the minimum qualifications to come. And we do check if you did the online program. But yeah, I mean that's up to the agent.
Okay, perfect. One agent was asking because you were talking about it, but will the donkey ride be part of the master specialist? It looked intriguing.
No, we only have one day. So I mentioned that we're going to just go to the lookout.
Okay, perfect.
Overlook Kalaupapa and talk about Kalaupapa. It's for this program, this particular one, I felt that going to Halava Valley and seeing how the Solitario family actually lives a traditional Hawaiian lifestyle was more important.
Gotcha. You'll love this one. We'll be seeing Auntie Julie B while we're there.
Yes, Julie Bicoy from Molokai Visitors Bureau we work as partners. So she flies in from Molokai the same day that the agents fly in, and we're all together until it's time to leave on the 10th.
Excellent. And if any of you have experienced all of these women together, their family, their kin, and you know one, you know them all, they're absolutely wonderful. And you have a very good team. Let's see. But getting back to why I'm here, I suppose, the commentaries. Someone is asking, are there, in addition to the specialist certification site that you have, are there any books or websites that you would recommend to learn more about the Hawaiian culture?
Not really. I mean, the Hawaiian culture is so vast, you know. I mean, like, I wouldn't know where to start with that. Yeah, it just depends. I mean, there's so many different aspects to it, like about what they want to learn. So I recommend getting yourself on a master specialist program.
Exactly. And people are asking how do they get the information? Lisa Watson sent out a email message on the 15th. Let's see, that's the wrong one. There we go. I will take that back. They sent out an email message regarding this. It says, just announced Maui Nui Specialist Program was sent on the 9th. So please be sure to check your junk folder because it was sent from NACTA, because I'm reading the title of it right as we speak.
I also want to say that I'm going to be in Seattle in September. So we're going to be at the Live Aloha Festival in Seattle. And I'm also doing an event on September 11th at the iPic Theaters in Redmond. So if you are out there and you live in that area and you want to come to my event, which you will learn some Hawaiian cultural things, email me. My email is on the screen right now. so I can invite you. So I don't know how many of you out there are from that area, but if you are and you want to come to my event on September 11th, it's at the IPIC Theaters. We're featuring actually a documentary on the Solitario family that I talked about in Halawa Valley. And we're going to have partners and prizes and food, and yeah, it's going to be fun.
Excellent, excellent. Someone's asking, are there any other, you're going to Seattle, do you have any other training opportunities while you guys are on the road trip in the near future?
I'm going to be in Portland. I'm doing an event with All About Tours on the 7th in Portland at Elephant Delicatessen, so they can contact their All About Tours rep in Portland if you're in Portland. I'm going to be in Canada at Aloha Canada on the 24th, 25th, and 26th of October. And then I'm going to be at the Eastern Travel Association. They have 3 days, I think it's 13th, 14th, and 15th in on the outskirts in Philly, like in Allentown, Scranton, and Harrisburg. And then I'm going to be at the signature event in early December in Vegas.
That'll be in Vegas.
And then next year I'm doing 3 travel and adventure shows in February. I'll be at Travel and Adventure in Chicago. And then in March, I'll be in Philly and Denver. And I'm planning post trade show things. So give me a shout out. I mean, you know, we're very open right now. We want to do things in probably like Oklahoma, Michigan. We want to do Louisiana, Utah, and a lot in the Midwest. The Midwest loved us when I was just there a month ago, and I want to go back. So.
That sounds great. There are people asking about the email that was sent out. Look for the title. This email message would have only gone to you if you are a current NACTA member. So if by chance you're on the webinar and you're not a NACTA member, that could be a reason why you didn't receive it. Or, like I said, look in your junk mail. It is it's sent from, so that way you guys can do a search. It is sent from, the email address is NACTA@NACTA.com. So do a search in your inboxes for that. The title of the email is just announced with an exclamation point, Maui Nui Specialist Program. And I received that on August 9th, and for Pacific time, it came in at 8:49. So there you go. That was the information. One other question that came on here is, could you please restate the dates you will be in Seattle and Portland?
So I'm in Portland. September 7th is my event in Portland. And then I'm in Live Aloha Festival in Seattle on the 10th, September 10th. And then my event at the IPIC Theater in Redmond is September 11th.
Gotcha. Other master training programs, I believe, will be listed in the future. I'm not aware of any at the moment. Julie, are you, that NACTA is offering? I don't think we have any that are currently being listed, but I would advise you to check your emails, check the NACTA website, and also, if you aren't already certified, I encourage you to go to the, do you have the URL? Do you have the link where people can go to be able to? You do not.
It's
Wait,
GoAgentsHawaii.com or something like that.
Thank you. That's it. I knew it was a little different than usual, but I recommend everybody go directly on there and start doing the certificate programs that will give you the training and the knowledge that you need to sell Alaska, getting distracted by the hammers, to be able to sell all of the islands individually. So I think that's all the questions I have.
I also want to say that I have 2 other Master Specialist programs. I'm partnering with Virtuoso. So if people are with that consortia, Virtuoso is November 1st through November 7th. And then I'm also partnering with Ensemble, and Ensemble is November 28th to December 4th, if those dates work. If you're part of those consortia, and if those dates work better for you.
Perfect. Thank you so much. We do have someone who is asking if the Master Specialist program is for NACTA members only. Yes, it is. It is only. This is a NACTA hosted master's program with the Maui Visitors Bureau, and you do need to be a current member of NACTA to qualify for it, and you would have received an email. If not, I don't have that to give to you. So anyway, you check with your host agent. Anything else, Julie? You've done a wonderful job.
Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, the other question people asked and I forgot to answer, and I apologize. Do we know when people will be notified? Obviously, if you didn't get selected, you're not going to be notified about it. But if you have been selected, is there a date range that they should expect an email?
I want to pick by August 25th.
That sounds good. And August 25th is a week from Friday. So the deadline is the 18th. She said she's being kind and generous and giving a little bit of wiggle room to August 21st. She's much kinder than I would ever be. So if you are not notified by the end of the day on August 25th, make sure to keep your eyes out for future master programs. All right, Julie, thank you. And thank you, everybody who was on the call today. Good luck for those who have applied. And Julie, I will see you soon, my friend.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.